Today's Tale from the Tube is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Tell me, friends, do you suffer from tension headaches, itchy feet, howling kidneys, and waxy build-up? Well, hot diggity, you should get to a hospital. It sounds like you're really sick. If, on the other hand, you're looking to make the most of the internet, I recommend Surfshark VPN. It enables you to get around region locks so you can view streaming services from other countries, avoid censorship, and take advantage of the best region-specific pricing, all while protecting your data from sinister online snoopers. What's more, it can be used on an unlimited number of devices. Follow the link in the description below and enter the code JGO to get 83% off a 2-year plan with 3 months extra free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Then see a doctor, for Pete's sake. The Victoria Line is one of the newest lines on the Underground. The only line that's newer is the Jubilee Line, and maybe the Waterloo and City Line, depending on what you count as a new line. And maybe the Elizabeth Line, depending on what you count as an underground line. And no, let's just leave it. The point I'm making is that the Victoria Line is relatively new, having opened in 1968 and been completed in 1971. So the question must be asked, how many name changes can there have been? Well, applying my entirely inconsistent criteria for what counts as a station renaming, let's have a look. I tend to start in the south and go north when dealing with the Victoria Line because that's the direction I'm normally going in when I'm trying to get somewhere on the Victoria Line. The first station to change its name is Vauxhall. The mainline station was opened in 1848 with the name Vauxhall Bridge. In 1862 the bridge part was dropped. So, over 100 years before the tube got here. While I'm talking about renamed mainline stations, I'm going to mention that in the planning stages, Victoria Station was known as Grosvenor. It took the name Victoria from Victoria Street, and the general area took its name from the station. Green Park was named Dover Street on opening in 1906, when the only line serving it was the Piccadilly. In 1933, following a rebuild, it was given the more verdant name it currently carries. For 1 year only, from 1907 to 1908, Warren Street was named Euston Road. The next station whose name changed is King's Cross St. Pancras. But that one's very complicated. You've heard it all before, and none of the name changes happened while the Victoria Line was here. I'll link to one of the, 10 videos I've made talking about this up above. We cool with that? Cool. Highbury and Islington, the mainline station built by the North London Railway, opened in 1850 and was just called Islington. In 1872 it became Highbury and Islington. In 1904 a new station opened just across the road for the Northern City Line, and using the logic for which railway builders are famed, they called it Highbury. In 1922 they changed it to match its neighbour. Finsbury Park began its life as Seven Sisters Road, Holloway. It only carried that name for about 8 years before becoming Finsbury Park in 1869 at the behest of its owners, the Great Northern Railway. After the park, you know. Seven Sisters has always been called Seven Sisters after the 7 trees planted nearby. However, when the Victoria Line was being built, there was some dispute as to which way the line would go. It was possible that the station they built here would have been called South Tottenham, like the nearby Overground station. I cannot begin to express how complicated the planning stages of the Victoria Line were. Maybe I should do a video that's nothing but the many different plans for where the Victoria Line would go. Someday, perhaps. Tottenham Hale was originally a northern and eastern railway station simply known as Tottenham. It didn't become Tottenham Hale until the 1st of September 1968, when the Victoria Line services began. Which I guess means that this was the first instance of a Victoria Line station actually changing its name while the Victoria Line was there. Well, kind of. Look, I take what I can get, okay? When Walthamstow Central opened under the Great Eastern Railway in 1870, it was called Hoe Street. Like Tottenham Hale, though, the name change didn't come until the arrival of the Victoria Line. In the planning stages, it wasn't certain whether the terminus of the Victoria Line would be at Hoe Street, Wood Street, or somewhere entirely different. In the end, they went with Hoe Street, and as this was now the only underground station in Walthamstow, Walthamstow Central became the new name on the 1st of September 1968. Well, that brings us to the end of the Victoria Line, the end of the renamed stations on the Victoria Line, and the end of this entire mini-series on renamed stations on the Underground. It's been a long and often inconsistent journey. I don't know if I'm going to look at other renamed stations, for instance on the Overground or the DLR. But if that's something you would be interested in me covering, then let me know in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this finally finished tale from the tube. If so, then please do leave a like, and you may wish to subscribe for more underground content. Thanks as always to my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. You are the Holloway to my Seven Sisters Road. Thanks also to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Check out the link in the description below to take advantage of their very generous offer. And I'll see you all again very soon for another tale from the tube.